welcome back for the good list. All my YouTube subscribers, hope you guys are having a great couple of last days of the year, because now we can finally talk about the best movies of the year. Let's celebrate the best! It was exhausting talking about the worst movies, because I'm like, they hurt my soul, but now I want to talk about some good shit. Good movies. Let's talk about the good movie. In the year off, in my last video, in this format of how I'm doing videos, with the best list, with my best movies of the year, there's been a lot of good movies that come out this year. Yeah, I want to say right off the jump, honorable mention. I didn't see it, but I heard it was a great movie. With the Wild Robot, did you like that movie? I heard it was great. I guess you had to see it, so maybe I'll try to see it when it's streamed somewhere. Just wanted to put that out there for the universe. Like, why didn't you put the Wild Robot on there, idiot? I didn't see it. That's why it's not on the list. But I heard it was good, so I'll watch it. Also, real quick disclaimer, I have 2 TV shows out here. I know you're like, these are supposed to be movies, but to be fair, the top 2 movies are movies, but I do have 2 TV shows out here because they were that great. They came out this year. They deserve to be on the list. It is my list. So there you go. Number 10 for me, again, it's a movie that I know is good, but I was just like, I didn't care for it. I just don't care about this movie. I don't. But I recognize it's still a good movie. It needs to be on the list. That movie is Dune 2. This movie was definitely one of the most anticipated and hyped movies to kick off the year 2024. And I recognize it's a really good movie, great movie. I just didn't care too much about it. Here's my video for it. Like I said, I didn't bash the movie. I was just like, just don't care about this Dune shit at all. I don't care about, what was his name? I forgot. I don't care about Wonka. That doesn't mean it's not a great, well to put together. It was a great Dolby movie. Really good put together movie. I didn't care for it. So now Dune's out the way. So you don't have to be like, why wasn't Dune on the list? It's on everybody else's list. Why isn't it on yours, asshole? So it is on number 10. So here are the other 9 that I thought were better. 9 for me, man, I was going back and forth. It's like, I was fighting for this movie. I'm making my list. I'm like, it has to get on the list. It has to. And then I had an epiphany moment. Like, I could say this sentence that justifies it all. But the title for this movie, for number 9, is Transformers 1. The reason why it gets on the list is because I can safely say that 2024 was the year we actually got a great Transformers movie. That being said, that sentence is enough to get on the list, at least number 9. Because we've had a shit couple of years with Transformers movies that just haven't been great. They've been getting like steadily better, just steadily better recently, but when you think Transformers, you think of the Michael Bay movies that are crap. Transformers 1 is what a Transformers movie, like, that's the standard now. Make it animated, have good voice cast, have a good, decent story, have it just be Transformers, and have it, most importantly, no human character. Like our biggest gripe for every Transformers movie that's come before. Why we have the humans in it? Why can't we just focus on Transformers and focus on Cybertron and fucking Optimus Prime, Megatron, and all of them? Now we got a movie that does that. I hope it gets a sequel, because I heard this movie didn't make a lot of money, so maybe Paramount's like, maybe we'll just scrap it. I hope not, because this was really good. This is the standard for Transformers films. So I liked it. No, number 8. Here we go. Number 8 for me. It's the musicals. There's only like one musical that's like, that should get on the list. And that's Wicked. The reason why Wicked gets on my list is because, again, it is a really good movie. I had a great time with it. Very well acted, very good songs. I think that is the biggest thing for me, because I do listen to the soundtrack quite often. So that probably what gets on the list for me, because I feel myself listening to the popular song and the opening song and I can't remember. There's a lot of songs of Wicked. I just know that I'm find myself listening to it a lot, which means I'm thinking about the movie a lot, which means I'm like, yeah, it was a pretty good, pretty huge movie. So Wicked was a good time. I look forward to chapter 2 when that comes out next year. So yeah, Wicked was definitely number 8. So here's number 7. So for me, again, in the movie I was kind of like fighting, like I'm fighting. Like there was like 3 or 4 movies that are all fighting for like these like 6 to 10 slots. And this one just edged it out. So here's the honorable mention that was going to be on the list, but this movie edged it out. The honorable mention is going to be Late Night with the Devil. I thought that movie was really good, but the small Achilles heel, like the small, like this much separates it. It's because I saw Late Night with the Devil at home on the small screen. I don't know why I didn't see it in the theaters. I just don't know why. I can't remember. So the other movie that made the number 7 list was the one I actually saw in theaters, but gives it the slight edge. And that movie is Speak No Evil. I definitely had a good time with this movie. This movie was highly entertaining, but also very terrifying and really good as a horror and a thriller movie. I thought James McAvoy crushed it in this film. I remember this movie that I saw with a really big audience. I remember the entire audience was engaged with the movie, with the decisions the characters were making, all the shitty shit that was happening. So I like a movie that could get the audience in on it. We all have fun in that. That would make the movie experience great. So that's why Speak No Evil is number 7. But Late Night with the Devil definitely was definitely on the list. It was one of those like, I just saw that in theaters, then we would have a different conversation. But just know, both movies are great. But Speak No Evil is on the official list. So number 6. 6 for me, in my opinion, is this the best horror movie? I'll say this is the goriest horror movie of the year. No surprise. Terrifier 3, that's on my list. Terrifier 3 was the most hype movie I was looking forward to this entire fall because I just love the franchise and I was just waiting all year for Terrifier 3. This movie didn't disappoint. This movie was a bloody good time and a bloody good mess. I love art. Kills in the movie were great. The story, whoa, I feel like this seems like this should be Terrifier 2 instead of 3. I wait for number 4, but I definitely feel like they took what worked in number 2 and fine-tuned in number 3 because I always felt like the gore was too excessive and a little too long in number 2. Number 3 was like, it was still gory, but it was like right there in the pocket and knew when to end. And I love Art the Clown. I can't wait to see Terrifier 4, so that's why I'm like, yep, another year, another Terrifier movie on my top 10 list. That's why it's on there. Here we go. All right, for me, this is where the TV show comes in. You're going to be like, why a TV show on your top 10 best list? It says movies, idiot. Fine, for me, you're going to agree with it. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that was good. So I'll give it a pass. That is XMen 97. XMen 97, this was the year of the X-Men, the year of the Gambit, I gotta say. XMen 97 was a great watch, a great binge. I felt like this is what brings the franchise back to the spotlight. It's all the right ways. For the series, I was literally just like, aside from maybe one episode, the one episode I didn't watch with Jubilee in the video game or whatever, every episode I was like, Age of Mercy, can't wait for the next one. I loved every moment of it. It's one of those episodes, one of those series that you're just like, I can't wait for what to come on Wednesdays to come on. You can watch this shit. It was great. Magneto was right. There were so many good emotional moments. It takes what worked from the original X-Men series and just modernizes it, but still makes it great. Still captures that. I'm looking forward to season 2. Some people are kind of like, well, season 2 still have the magic of season 1 because season 1 felt really contained to like 97, felt like a proper extension of the original. It's going to have like the team fractured and shit, so it's going to work. Or don't know, but we'll see next year or 2 years from now. We'll see. But X-Men 97, definitely number 5 on the top 10 best movies and now TV shows of the year. Here we go. 4, another TV show. You're going to be like, well, yeah, that was good. Okay, I'll let it slide. And that's The Penguin. The Penguin, this was, in my opinion, the best TV show I have seen all year. Every episode, loved it, nothing wrong. It's one of the rare seasons, rare shows I've watched, and I was just like, I really can't think of one bad episode. Can you say that in any TV show? Especially nowadays. It's usually like, okay, maybe 1 episode, 2 episodes, kind of like, oh, filler. I don't care about that. You can skip it. No, every episode was just perfect. Great. Excellent. Colin Farrell as the Penguin literally made me forget that we're watching a show about a villain, but we're like on the villain side. Because I remember we got to the end of the episode, the end of the season, and like I said, he killed my man. I'm just like, your family. Family makes you weak. I was just like, wow, awesome. I'm still thinking about it now. How about The Penguin was definitely one of the best TV shows of the year. It deserves to be on the number 4 list of my best shows and movies list of the year. But there's 3 things that are above it, and these are movies. So I'm like, I can't put The Penguin any higher because it's a TV show. Well, we're talking about movies, so these next 3 are movies. So here we go. Number 3 for me. We're sticking with the superhero genre. I gotta say, I was kind of like, well, is this too high? But I'm like, oh, come on, put it on there. Let's do what you want to do. And that movie's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. I had a great time with Deadpool and Wolverine. Definitely one of the most anticipated movies of this year. And I felt like it crushed it. And all the cameos galore. Hugh Jackman crushed it as Logan again. It was great seeing everybody back. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman back together again on the big screen. This movie was so crazy, so great. So many cameos. Like I said, we got Henry Cavill as Wolverine in a movie on the big screen. Make that happen, Marvel. Make it happen. We want to see it. We want to see the cavalry. Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I know some people will be like, oh, another Marvel shill. Here we go. But Deadpool Wolverine was an entertaining, good movie. It was the only Marvel movie we got this entire year. So why not make it? It was the best one. It was the only one. So it's on the list. But there's 2 movies that are better than it. So let's talk about this. 2 for me. What I feel like, is this a horror movie? It kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is. Number 2 movie for me that I felt like was the best horror movie of this year and the most grotesque and the most crazy. Grotesque probably gave it away. That's The Substance. This is the movie that I just barely managed to see it on the big screen before I left theaters. And this movie made me feel everything. From the moment the movie started, I was locked in. I loved it. And once those last 20 minutes kicked in, I was just like, oh, I'm just feeling everything in this movie, and it makes it even better. It was weird, it was grotesque, it was bizarre, it would make me feel sad, make me feel angry, make me feel confused, I felt a lot of things in this movie squawking out of it, but it makes me remember it so much more. This will be the year we got The Substance, and I was just like, yeah, 2024 had The Substance. Good luck 2025 topping that movie. That movie was crazy. Acting to the premise, to the just like I said, just the idea of like, hey, would you take this drug or whatever that could bring out the best in you and shit? But there are rules, stipulations. Yeah, just the premise alone, executed it. I loved it a lot. So that's why The Substance is number 2 for me. But there's only one movie left that's number 1 that's kind of like, I thought about it and I was like, I feel like this is the only movie I gave it 10. I don't think I give it any other movies a 10 this year. Maybe I have. This is the one movie I keep coming back to. I'm just like, the only one I gave it 10 to in my mind. And here it is. For me, the number 1 movie of the year for me is going to be Inside Out 2. This movie was definitely amazing. It was great. Came out in the summertime. This movie takes everything from the first movie and amps it up in all the right levels. And new emotions that we actually care about. Because this is the movie that I feel like Disney gets in my head. It made me feel like there are little people, little characters in my head, but I have emotional outbursts of shit that are controlling my shit. I thought it was a really good story, really good elevation of the franchise. It's also a movie that I'm kind of just like, I wouldn't mind seeing this franchise not only go to movies, but maybe to a TV show, maybe to other things like that, because we want to follow Riley's journey from hell. We want to follow her from a kid to like a preteen, to a young adult, to an old woman. Like, we want to see the growth. So this is like the only franchise I could think of that I'm like, yeah, keep making these Inside Out movies. Keep making them. But there's so many emotions you can pull from. You can just, along with the stories there, keep the story there, Disney. You'll be great. Inside Out 2 is my number 1 movie of the year. I loved it a lot. And yeah, that's the list. There it is. What are your top 10 best movies of the year? What do you think about it? Yeah, there are some movies that didn't make the list. I know. Like I said in my last video. Anyway, that's my list. So what are your lists? What are your favorite movies of the year? Type below, let me talk about it. And yeah, last video of the year, guys. The last time you're going to see my videos like this. So we got something new planned next week when the new year starts. So yeah, hope you see you then. Thank you. I love you. Signing off. And as always, subscribe. Until next time.